One of the weirdest bugs in Adobe Animate deals with sound files that you've added to the timeline and have set using the event sync option. If you remember last week when we were learning about sound, I mentioned that there are actually 4 different sync options. There's start and stop, stream, and event. Does everybody remember these 4? So some of you, I had one email over the weekend where somebody asked me about this, and again, I had unfortunately assumed that Adobe had fixed this bug. They had not. What happens is that if you place a sound file in the first frame and set it to event, when you go to export it out as an MP4, it won't work. So let me show you what I mean by that. I'm going to open up Media Encoder to make this a little bit easier when I go to export it here in just a second. What I have right now here inside of Animate is I've got this one sound file that I did download for Pixabay, and it sounds something like this. It's kind of a Harry Potter-esque kind of a theme. Okay, so that's the sound file. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and say make this first frame, I don't know, 18 seconds long, something maybe 15 seconds long. So I'm going to go ahead and extend that out to 15 seconds. So I now have a keyframe, and this is important. The keyframe starts at frame 1. Does everybody see that? So now that it starts at frame 1, I'm going to come back here in my properties panel, and I'm going to attach that sound. Now, here's the thing. Right now, the sync event is currently set, bless you, to event. Which means that if I go to actually test this movie, here we go. It works, right? And if you're testing your movie inside of Animate, everything sounds fine. The problem is when you go to actually export this as an MPEG-4. So if I come up here to File, and I go to Export Video and Media, and we have our export options here, and I'm just going to keep everything just as the default. I'm going to go ahead and export this as, let's see, we'll say this, we'll call this first try. There we go. And I'm going to click Export, and that should go ahead and open up Media Encoder. There it is. It's exporting. There we go. It has been completed. Now, what should happen is if I open this up and hit play, I should hear the music. But I don't. It's playing. Everyone see it's playing. But does anybody hear anything? So, how do we fix this? Whoops, don't quit. How do we fix this? Well, to fix this, it's actually really simple, but it's not something that you can actually fix coming over here into your properties panel. None of these options are going to help you. Here's the fix. Come down here, and does everybody see the keyframe here that's on frame 1? Here's what you do. You click and you drag it to frame 2. Let me show you that again. You click and you drag it to frame 2. That's it. You start the sound on frame 2, not frame 1. That's the fix. I can't tell you how many times this drove us absolutely batty when this bug first came out. As I've told many of you in other classes, my hair loss is not genetic. It's because of stupid things like this that has caused me to go prematurely bald. So, now that I've put this on frame 2, let's see if this fix still works. So I'm going to go ahead and export out this video file. I'll go ahead and call this one, second try. Got some other music playing in here. That's good. Going to go ahead and export that one. Come over here, Media Encoder. There we go. That's now done. All right. So now if I go to second try, it works. It's as simple as that. Unfortunately, it's not in any documentation. You're not going to find it anywhere. It's a very, very odd bug in Adobe Animate. But that is how you fix the issue when you have a sound that you've placed in a keyframe on frame 1 and you've set the sync option to event. And if it's not playing when you export out to MP4, this is the fix. move that sound to start at frame 2.